Hello and welcome to episode 43 of Kitze. 43 is one of my favorite numbers since I was a kid. I have no idea why. But anyway, today is Tuesday, 12th of March, 3:37. I'm 7 minutes late. One of these days I'm going to make it exactly at 3:30. I'm going to start recording the podcast and I'm going to give you exactly 30 minutes. But today I didn't make it. I realized I have to, even though Jen is temporary assistant, I will have to delegate to him some things about the podcast. I would delegate the entire podcast if my internet connection was faster so I can upload the video and he has time to do a bunch of shit. But for now, I'm going to try to delegate at least optimizing the MP3 file so that way I have it ready and I can do things quicker. We'll see if I'll make it. In this podcast, I'm talking about my personal self-development journey and trying to make it in life, whatever that means. We're going to discuss productivity, habits, startups, and if that's your cup of tea, walk with me. Put on your headphones, put on your shoes, go for a walk. You're going to thank yourself later. If you're new here, my name is Kitze. I'm the founder of Sizzy, browser for developers, Benji, the Life OS, and Zero to Ship, the course that will help you finally ship your SaaS. Don't forget to send me comment questions, and I might pick yours to answer it in one of the podcasts. Alrighty, let's do a Benji review. So I'm going to move my screen here to the left and I'm going to move Benji to the right. Actually, the other way around. It doesn't fucking matter. Let's start with sleep time and sleep score. Let's start actually with yesterday because it's like easier to start talking about yesterday and then, we'll transition to today. So yesterday, after I finished the podcast, we had lunch. We spent a bunch of family time with my wife and my baby. After that, she actually put her to sleep super early. It was like 8 p.m. Until then, we were mounting her high chair, baby chair, whatever it's called for eating because she's turning 6 months old today. And that's insane, dude. Like all of these utensils and all of these little forks and spoons and knives. No, she doesn't have a knife because she's not going to cut mashed broccoli, right? But all these small utensils and a small cup of water arrived and I'm like, holy shit, like this is all moving too fast. It's like freaking crazy. So yesterday, me and my father-in-law, we mounted the high chair and today she's going to have, like after I finish this podcast, she's going to have her first meal. That's my heart. It's going to melt today, bro. So we did that yesterday and my wife comes back at 8 p.m. and she's like, hey, I finished, like she's asleep. And I'm like, what? This gives us time to pick a movie. And then instead of just picking a movie that I have downloaded on Plex, we just go on HBO, scroll through all the movies, go on Netflix, scroll through all the movies, go on Prime, scroll through all the movies, then finally go to Plex and we started loving this Korean/Japanese movies. I'm not sure if the Handmaiden it's like a mix because the subtitles actually are colored differently when they're shit. I haven't finished my workout here. I haven't clicked end. Anyway, the subtitle. Anyway, it's both Korean and in Japanese. They're speaking in both languages. But what we love about these movies is that you don't know what's going to happen, dude. It's so fucking weird. It's so unscripted, unlike Hollywood bullshit when you know what's the next thing coming. Like these are all fucking amazing because a lot of times throughout the movie we're like, holy shit, did that just happen? Like we're halfway through the movie because we're old and we cannot finish a fucking movie in one sitting, no matter how early the baby sleeps. But I definitely recommend this weird-ass movie called Handmaiden. It's on IMDb 250, so definitely watch that. Before that, another tip, I already mentioned this before. Dude, the Ninja Creamy Ice Cream Maker is the biggest life-changing device we ever bought. My brother-in-law asked me how much is it, and me just being a dumbass with prices, I'm like 100 for 500 something, and then I just went on Amazon. And I'm like, now it's discounted at 170 euros. Dude, that's nothing for something that's going to revolutionize how you're eating snacks and snacking. It's like fucking amazing. So I asked my wife after lunch, like, hey, did you do the ice cream? Like, what kind of flavor did you do? And she's like, I tried mango banana. I'm like, oh fuck, like that's gonna probably suck, dude. Better than store-bought ice cream. I swear to God. Mango, banana, cow milk, and vanilla protein. So you're eating protein. It's fruity, and it tasted freaking delicious. I couldn't believe. Like you're eating. It feels like cheating life. It feels like this is illegal, and someone will come and arrest me every fucking moment now. So that was fucking dope. Went to sleep around 11 o'clock, but still woke up energized 7. I think there's this cold shower thing that's. I don't want to. I don't want you to think that fixes things. But I really think that it influences a lot of shit in life. Like 7 a.m., even though I didn't have enough hours of whatever, I still woke up and I was like ready to crush the fucking day. Let's fucking go. So I've been super disciplined with the workout, with the cold shower, with the sauna. It's like 3 days in a row at this point. And I think I'm going to keep doing this, and the alarms freaking work. I told you about the alarms yesterday. That was the topic of the day. Still sticking to these alarms. Like when they ring, the computer locks, and I'm doing the next thing, the next thing, and the next thing. Today, my wife actually joined me for a workout, and it was amazing. Listening to music, working out together. It was freaking fun. Yeah, so that was it. Those were all the things that I wanted to talk about yesterday. So let's switch to the screen. Before I switch to the screen, let me pause. Yeah, let's continue. So hydration hasn't been going the best today, I think. I'm gonna add like 900 milliliters of water. Actually, it's great. It's like I'm above 2.5 liters, which is like almost close to filling in 3 liters. Walking yesterday, I didn't complete my walking of 10,000 steps, dude, because this depressing ass weather. Like I wanted to take out my dog, and I actually, even though I was tired and everything, and I did my strength workout yesterday, and my activity rings were full, I was like, come on, Benji, we're gonna go outside. And I see these gloomy, gray ass, dark ass, depressing ass weather outside, and I'm like, oh fuck it. Like he doesn't even want to walk. I open the door, he looks at it, and he's like, no puedo. Like my dog turns immediately Spanish, like, no puedo, señor, and just turns around and goes to sleep. And I'm like, oh fuck it, what am I gonna do? The computer is locked, so I don't want to walk on the treadmill and just stare at the distance. So I just didn't complete my steps. When the weather is nice, I'm looking forward to it. We actually started walking our daughter after lunch. Like we do a 30-minute walk with her. But when the weather is shitty, like, fuck it. I'm not going to force myself. I actually started loving doing these strength trainings every fucking day because I can devote like 30 to 45 minutes. Today, I even did like 50 minutes of strength training to just like one muscle group. And it feels nice. We're going to see what the trainer is going to recommend. But I like it because it's more part of our routine. And I don't mix one day strength training and one day cardio. I just like doing every day the same fucking things. Meals, again, clean yesterday, clean today. Let me just go to yesterday. Yesterday I had a 100% aligned with goals. So I started snacking on goji berries because after breakfast I wanted to eat. Like I just need something just to change the taste. I don't even want sweets. I just want something different. So I just opened the cupboard and I'm like, cannot eat nuts, cannot eat this, cannot eat that. So I just grabbed goji berries and they are nice, just to change the taste. It's a weird... I know I have to change this as a habit, just to be able to finish a meal. Like today, I had this meal, the same salad from yesterday, and I haven't eaten anything else today except the athletic greens, which is a drink. Weight, I measured my weight and I was 93 point something, but the stupid ass scale that I have for some reason doesn't want to upload it, and I forgot at this point what was the actual measure, and I couldn't log in the weight. Pomodoro is said 4 hours 30 minutes, which might be correct because I clicked finish on all of the Pomodoros today. And what I fucked up is in the morning I wake up and from 8 o'clock to around 11:30 a.m. I'm super focused doing a stream, twitch.tv/the Kitze. I'm streaming, I'm coding, everything is great. Then I go and take breakfast. And while I have my breakfast, I'm on the iPad. And today there's this TikTok trend on Twitter. Everyone is posting their funniest TikTok. Dude, I was crying. I am actually this close to opening a TikTok account because I was crying, laughing from all of these stupid TikToks. And suddenly I'm like, holy shit, it's like 12:30. And from 12:30, then I hopped at the computer. Zico is like, hey, do you want to have a quick meeting? He started working on a Raycast extension for Benji, the fucking donut. I tell him, hey, can you finish the important things? And he's like, sure, let me just show you. I made this Raycast extension. So now you can do like Benji, task, add task. And from Raycast, let me move this window here. You can add something, you can describe it, whether it's in inbox, type, personal work, project, estimate. He even added this thing where you can estimate it's like 1 hour and 30 minutes and it parses the date and whatever. This was totally unnecessary to do today. But at least the work on the Raycast extension has started. Very good news. Apple has finally approved the Benji. I mean, finally, I submitted it yesterday, the Benji native app, and Apple approved it today. So all of these haters who are like, oh, bro, you will see when you work on freaking native things, you will see Apple, they take so long to actually approve the thing. I submitted it yesterday around 4 p.m., I think. Wait, why didn't I tell you about that yesterday? Or I submitted it at night. I have no idea. Maybe I was on my laptop and submitted it and they accepted it. I got an email at 7:30 p.m. yesterday and they just accepted. I guess they're a little bit more forgiving when it comes to test flight apps compared to actual, apps that have to go on the store. So in any case, the test flight link is finally live and I can invite external testers. So if you're interested and if you're on the believer plan of Benji, I can send you the test flight link. I'm actually going to send it from my laptop later. So I'm going to set an alarm for that one because I'm going to get into the day and I'm going to stop checking things. Set an alarm at 6:30 p.m. to send test flight link to users. Test line. Okay, this stupid thing says Tesla link. But anyway, that's one of the things that I've been working on today. I've been working on the Benji native app. So what have I added today? You can now create lists and you can create projects. So you can easily add a new to-do list here. Just ignore the errors. They're not appearing in production. They're in development only. So you can add your to-do list. You can choose whatever emojis, memojis, and it works. If you don't like some of your to-do list to appear on top and you don't care about them at some point, you can mark them as paused. So the paused lists are going to go on the bottom. So if I go here and mark this one as paused, and also their to-dos are not going to appear in your overview. You can also create projects. You can choose whether are to-do, in progress, or done. So basically everything that you have in the web app, now you have it in the native app. I mean, of the features that I'm showing right now, everything is ready. You can also create habits now. So you can go here, like these are all of my habits, like running and donuts, and that's all I do in life. So you can choose habit, time of day, whether it's personal work. You can choose the privacy from the habit. And basically the creation of habits is not that advanced. But I tried to polish as many things. I've been using the workout tracker today during my workout, and let's not sweat it with the Benji app. You can, if you want to test it, I'll just send it to you on test flight. Actually, one last thing, let me just see if it's here. The timeline, I think I already showed you the timeline, but now you can also browse your previous workouts. When you go here, as you can see, I worked out chest, triceps, push-ups, Gucci, tricep dips. I'm just Ken, A, FFF, DG, DG, DP, DFS, and A. Like all of these are great exercises. I highly recommend them too. This is test data, and while I'm on stream, I'm fucking around with adding random data. So that's been the work today. And as I said, like after I come back from breakfast, I had a call with Zico. He did the raycasting. We somehow ended up talking for, I don't fucking know, for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. We started talking about Tailwind and a bunch of other shit. We decided we were finally going to do that web development podcast. We didn't decide when, but at least we made a project in Benji with what things are needed for us to finally start this. So because when we have a call, it literally sounds like a casual podcast episode of like, I'm interested in Tailwind now, and he's like, he's been working with it. So we go back and forth, we talk about random shit, and after we were done, I'm like, you realize that this could have been like episode 2. So far we had 2 of these calls where it could have been a podcast. And at this point, I don't treat, like, I don't know if you do or other people do, but podcast can literally be, if you have a friend that you know you have nice conversational flow and whatever, that can be the fucking podcast. And I know it's a meme, every white guy or every 2 white friends nowadays have a podcast, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, fuck it, I don't care. At some point I had a show called This Week in Web Dev because I don't learn that much about web dev anymore, and I wanted to go live on Twitch once per week where people send me links and they tell me what's new in web dev and what has happened. And I've been reading a bunch of links and I've been reading about what's new in web dev. And that way I learned, I entertain people, and at the same time I learned what's new in web dev, and I miss that format kind of. So we're going to see what's going to happen and if we're going to do the thing with Zico. So next thing you know, fast forward is like 1:40. I have 20 minutes left. I don't even start a Pomodoro. I just waste time, this and that. I just deleted a bunch of emails. Classified now, I have around 60 emails I need to reply to, and I haven't done a single task. So I'm happy that my life is falling in place in the important things like the working out, the sauna, the cold shower. I'm on time with recording the podcast, uploading the previous podcast. It's uploading right now, so I'm not late on that. Waking up on time, streaming. So basically a big chunk of my day is now super focused and I'm doing everything on time. Now I just have to figure out, when does the stream exactly end? Like, is it after 1 Pomodoro, after 2 Pomodoros, or after 3 Pomodoros, or at an exact time? Have the breakfast at the same time, and then make sure, what am I doing when I come back? Like, I don't want to do when I come back, just jump randomly on Slack and waste time on email and this and that. I need to have a better structure there about what am I going to do after 12 o'clock. Basically, it's a dangerous time for me. I have 2 hours left, and being super constrained with my time, dude, helps a lot, because I'm learning how to, I just see the clock and I'm like, oh shit, there's 2 hours left. Usually if I would extend this until 4 p.m., it's like, I have time and I'll do this and I'll do that. So I think this kind of mindset of like, you don't have more than, 45 minutes for working out, it just makes me not take that long of a break during the workout. So, I'm trying to speed everything up, including the speed of while I'm talking in this podcast. So what else haven't we reviewed? Let's look at the habits. So shit, dude, I have a golden section. Is this from today? Tuesday. Fasting, green tea, 3 hours of coding, eat lunch mindfully. That's fucking amazing. Clean face, I have this. So this is almost like, this is fucking great, bro. I mean, I didn't walk my dog because the weather was fucking garbage. These leg exercises, like, I'm ashamed to call this guy again, to be honest, because it's embarrassing at this point. They're not part of my routine. They're not part of my morning routine. They're not part of my workout. So I don't know when I'm planning to do this. But for now, my leg doesn't hurt much. I've been doing stretching. As you can see, the stretch and the hang on a bar and the planks are all being done. So we'll see, maybe with the trainer that I'll be working with, the leg pain is going to go away, even though I don't feel it much right now. Maybe the stretches help, maybe working out again and being active helps. I have no idea. Night routine is going to happen tonight, trust me. Meat hydration goal, I'm not there yet. Protein shake, I'm going to have protein ice cream later, so I might as well check this. I realized yesterday I checked something that I didn't do, so I think it's a bad idea to actually check. I checked this thing. So I unchecked it. It's fine. So during the podcast, I started checking like, sure, I'm going to do that, but it didn't fucking happen. So I'm going to stop doing that. And I met my hydration goal yesterday. So that was nice. And as you can see, the habits are overall not bad. And I can do this like gratitude journal and breathing. It just takes 10 fucking minutes. I just need to shove it in my day at some point. Let's look at the stats, how the stats are going. So yesterday I ended up with 30, which is great. And I think today, by the end of the day, I'll probably have more than 30. So that's amazing. Hydration, going fine. Fasting, I fasted for 2 days in a row, going fine. And that's the freaking review. What else did I want to tell you? I have like 7 minutes left. So I coded on a native app, worked on Twitch, Raycast extension. Yeah, I wanted to mention the thing that, I think I mentioned it yesterday about the cold shower, but I didn't finish expanding on my point. I want to do the cold plunge because I started talking about showers, I remember. I want to do like just in the tub, just fill it with cold water and try to immerse myself in cold water for 5 minutes. Not even freezing, not even put ice cubes and whatever. Just to try it for a couple of times and then to put ice cubes. And then eventually, I think I'll be pretty fine, but I'm not sure because I'm doing these cold showers. And now after a while, they're like easy peasy. I don't even think about hot water and anything. And the water, trust me, is like freezing cold. I don't fuck with the knob. I just enter. It's on the freezingest cold setting. And that's it. So I'm wondering if I can withstand, cold plunge, especially in the mornings. Because these fuckers are expensive, dude. I'm probably not going to get the expensive one because it's like the real one. It's like 5,000 euros and it has the filtration and it has all the thingies and the water is kept clean. But I can have the Balkan cold plunge. Just have a fucking, tub outside and just fill it with things and ice from a freezer and that's it. Why do I have notifications on? Shut up. So I think that the entire cold immersion is helping me being more disciplined in other things because there's some psychology there that when you expose yourself to things that the body and the brain don't want to do, then it spreads into other areas in your life and you don't even question yourself like whether you're going to do something or not. Proof, yesterday I wanted to do leg exercises. Proof, yesterday I opened my email and I cleaned up my email. So I'm doing my workouts on time and I'm going to continue doing all of this shit. And dude, I feel on fire. It feels amazing. I'm wondering what's going to fuck up this time. They sent me, Athena sent me the new assistant, but I've rejected one assistant so far. Her name was Peach. And I didn't like the resume. It sounded very ChatGPT written. And it sounded like, I'm not sure if this person will be able to handle the things because I think they're over, they're exaggerating a little bit in these resumes. Like, I've led a team of 5 teams of 15 people. No, you haven't probably. And today they sent me another guy and his name is Riz. And it's funny because Riz, the Gen Z word for having charisma and flirting and whatever. I hate those words and I hate Gen Z words, but that's not the point. The point is I look at the resume, I watch his video and it's hello, I am made, like, it sounds very like ChatGPT saying the thing and it's a person looking in the camera reading from a script. It doesn't sound like someone genuinely, like so far, I only felt this with MJ that it's someone like genuinely speaking and whatever. And yeah, missing MJ basically. I don't know if I'll because I'm hesitant to delegate things to this temporary assistant because he's going to be changed. And on the other hand, like so far, I cannot wait anymore. So I'm not sure if I should accept Riz or should I just, tell them again to search for someone new because I'm not sure if I mentioned this. Someone told me that the Tim, who told me this? I forgot. I think the guy from Frontend Masters that Tim Ferriss has cursed this company like he cursed the company a previous time. It's a popular story. Just search for Tim Ferriss cursed because they're not ready to operate on a scale. So basically they were just growing steadily and just scaling in a very slow way. And then suddenly Tim Ferriss mentions you on a podcast and they explode. So they have the choice between rejecting customers or broadening their scope of how do they accept an assistant and basically lowering down the bar and the criteria, which leads in more like bad assistants and people who are not that skilled And I'm pretty sure that that happened because I learned about their company from Tim Ferriss. And even though there's been a long waiting time, I think they just loosened the criteria a little bit. And that's why maybe their quality just lowered. Or maybe I had a bad luck so far. But anyway, I think I think that things are rolling in the right direction. The one thing that's bugging me is that I cannot delegate more things to my assistant. So every time I think about that right now, like the podcast or whatever, I'm like, but he's a temp, like he's gonna be replaced soon. Do I even bother? Fuck it, I'll do it myself. So I catch myself a couple of times per day doing the I'll just do it myself thing. And if I just get rid of all of that, like with MG, I felt that bliss for a while. Like he was replying to emails and the inbox was empty. Like I can go back in my mode and do big things and hopefully it's going to hopefully they're gonna find a proper person soon. So yeah. What I have 2 points that I wanted to mention from yesterday. Yeah, I mentioned the cold shower already. Not being able to stop thinking about work and making it. Like I caught myself, even though I cut off the computer usage at 4 p.m., like I still catch myself. Maybe it's just being on Twitter, like on every bathroom break, I'll just take the iPad and I'll just, snap from family mode and being with the family to just reading because people are in different time zones and someone is doing something amazing on Twitter. And in that moment, if the computer is unlocked, I'll be like fuck everything, and I'm gonna go back on the computer, and I have the will to like code and do my thing. So thankfully I can't, but I'm still thinking about it even after work. So just the pressure of making it, the pressure of having huge MRR, the pressure of just achieving all of my goals and working overtime and all of that shit. It's still there even after 4 p.m. But I think the more I train myself that after 4 p.m. is chill time and the less time I have in the day, the more I'm going to succeed. And eventually I'll be able to just relax and be chill after work. We're going to see. So that's it for today. We made it with like 30 seconds left. And I know that's stressing you out and I'm starting to love it, dude. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Go do your homework in the description. Follow me on Twitter, on Twitch, and a bunch of other places. And I'll see ya in the next one. Ya donuts.